A NoMoreStinkyMonkeys.com production. Well, moving right along here. This morning I was driving to work and I heard a song on the Sirius 60s channel that I haven't heard in a very long time. I said to myself, I should post this song later on Facebook, since I love posting long-lost classics. As the workday went on, though, I forgot about it, and then tonight I started working on my new video for the next performer on my list. Ironically, the next band is also the creator of this morning's lost classic. Some things are just meant to be, and that's just another reason why this band is number 158, The Zombies. The Zombies formed in 1962, not in St. Albans, Queens, but in St. Albans, England, by two vocalists named Rod Argent and Colin Bluntstone. They were classmates and both were choir boys for different choirs in town. Argent's cousin was a bassist in a popular local band, and he gave the boys pointers on how to be successful, and his band loaned them their equipment when they would rehearse. They were originally called the Mustangs, but there were several other bands with that name in the area, so when it came time to change it, the original bassist, Paul Arnold, came up with the name Zombies, which they kind of sort of knew were the Walking Dead of Haiti at the time. It wasn't really a popular word yet. It was an original name for the early 60s, and Arnold really loved it. Ironically, Arnold lost interest and wanted to become a doctor, so he left the band before they even had any success. Well, anyway, they won a beat group competition for a local newspaper. Then they signed a recording contract with Decca Records and released their first single, She's Not There. In 1964, that song peaked at number 12 in England, but caught on real big in the United States, where it sold 1 million copies, got to number 2 on the charts, and became a gold record. They were part of the first wave of the British invasion and actually performed on the very first episode of the classic NBC pop music series, Hullabaloo. That's where they debuted the next song that I heard this morning on the radio, Tell Her No. Tell her no, 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 no. That was another massive hit, and oddly they became much more popular in the U.S. and for whatever reason Scandinavia than in England. What I love about their sound is that it's filled with quiet and echo, not crashing guitars like the Stones or the Kinks. I'm a big fan of a style I call cool heat. In the Air Tonight is a classic example of cool heat. The Zombies practically invented cool heat. Their success was kind of middling after that, with very little money coming in. So they didn't have a lot of money to record their next album. They ended up releasing a mono version of it, which would later be recognized as their most classic album. It was called Odyssey and Oracle. They even had to borrow John Lennon's Mellotron to fill out the sound. Released in 1968, the album sold poorly and had one single off of it, but I consider it their greatest song, Time of the Season. And it languished on the charts that year, but for some reason blew up big in 1969 and became a number 3 hit in the U.S. In 2006, I was at a Met playoff game, and at one point the Mets had a rally going, and the St. Louis Cardinals pitcher was taken out of the game. While the fans were going crazy, chanting and cheering, the Shea Stadium DJ played Time of the Season, and the stadium went absolutely nuts. The next day, my coworker and friend from Ecuador asked me what song that was and who sang it. I proudly said that was the Zombies. Unfortunately, the success of the single came too late, and the band broke up in 1969. In that August, Rod Argent started a new band called, you guessed it, Argent. Bum, bum, bum. Da, da, da. What's your name? What's your name? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Oh, is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly. Tell me what I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving. Bum, bum, bum.